Okay, as we're still dealing with this equivalency, this expression here. Now, you see we have a negative here. Now you can just leave it how it is until your final result. You don't have to deal with that yet. You could just leave that be. Now here we have 1 over negative 2 over 3. Now anytime we have a divider, we're dividing a denominator, we take this and place it in the numerator's position. So the 3 is put up top. We take this 3 and place it on the top now. It becomes 3 times 1, which is 3. Okay? And so this becomes, remember that in your notes, it does not matter in a fraction where the negativity lies, it equals the same. If you get one negative number in there, that's 1 negative 1. Any negativity within a fraction is considered, you just say that's 1 negative 1, or just a negative sign there. So this becomes negative 3 halves. Now negative 3 halves, or negative 1 times 3 halves. Okay? So you get negative 3 halves, that equals, okay, so we brought our negative sign. So now we want to, and this is here is what's called an improper fraction. Remember, so that's an improper fraction, so we got to convert it to a mixed number fraction, which is considered a proper fraction, a form of a proper fraction. So now we get 2 plus 1 over 2, right? Equals negative 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2. 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2. Got that negative, and then that becomes 1. 2 over 2 becomes 1. So we say negative 1 plus 1 half, or negative 1 and 1 half. Now that's one direction we took in solving this problem. Okay, so the next thing we could do, so we know it's negative 1 and 1 half. Now the other way we could do this is before, like for example, we kept it in this form, okay, and I did this, and I did the math on this expression, this same expression, while it was still in this form. But you could also do it while it's in this form. So get 1 divided by 3 over 3. And remember, you keep this entire grouping either in the parentheses or brackets. It has the same function to remember to notify that you're dividing by this entire expression. We get 3 over 3 minus 5 over 3. 3/3 minus 5/3. Okay, in which case you get 1 divided by 3 minus 5 over 3. And then that's equal to 1 divided by negative 2, or negative 2/3. I was going to say negative 2 over 3 is the same thing, but negative 2/3. Okay. Now here we have it reduced to a form that I showed you, and that was this form here. Whenever you divide a fraction by a fraction, you simply multiply by the reciprocal of that fraction. Is how you do it. Okay. So here 1 equals 1 divided by 1. Okay. So you can turn 1 into a fraction. You can say so that was 1 divided by negative 2/3. Negative 2/3. Okay, but 1, we made 1, okay, 1 divided by 1. So now we're going to multiply that by the reciprocal, which will be times negative 3/2. Okay, so 1 over 1 is 1, so your answer is negative 3/2. Okay. So we end up, from that, we got 1 over 5 minus 3 is equal to negative 3/2, or is equal to 2 plus 1 over 2, which is equal to 2, or I'll write it over here, which is equal to 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2. Okay, now 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2, that's equivalent to 1 plus 1/2. Or we say 1 and 1/2. means 1 over 5/3, or 1 divided by 5/3, over 1 minus 5, or 1 divided by 1 minus 5/3 equals